So dangerous fight to take.
Risk versus reward, but
True.
I'm down with the fact that they weren't scared away, right? They didn't but so can no one to get the first knock and say, all right, we're not going to challenge this, we want to run away. Because that's where you get into, you're too scared, right? And there's a balance to be had here, and that's what we've got to look at from all these teams. Is it can't be kind of just allowing yourselves to be controlled by the heavy hitters, so to speak.
That's one thing Game Legion ain't. That's afraid. And they are considering themselves, and I mean, most people should consider them as well, one of the most heavy hitters, one of the most aggressive teams in the lobby. And they show it, as you said, they are pretty much never afraid to take a fight. They will gladly do it. I mean, even if you don't want to fight, they'll come chasing you anyway. And it has cost them a couple of times, but it has also been what has given them those high kill games early on in week number 2. So hopefully for them, they'll get things going their way in that exact same direction when it comes to points, because as we saw in the point system just before this game, they are just on the edge of being inside that top 8 spot, but not quite there yet.
And that's the thing for them, right? Is they have to ensure that they do get these points back up, because a strong start doesn't always mean a strong finish, and they need to change it up just a little bit to make sure it does work out for them. Now, a good circle overall could come from this, because we went straight down the middle, right? So everyone's gone their nice spots, but where's it going to go? That's going to be the question.
You'll know now. North.
Ooh, okay. It's not too bad.
We've already had more diversity in circles today than we had in all of yesterday. I like it.
That wasn't that hard to do, though. Yesterday we went really west and south, didn't we?
We legit had 4 circles that were exactly the same. I mean, not throughout the entire game, obviously, but the first circle pretty much dropped within 100 to 200 meters different all 4 games in a row. And that's interesting, too, because as we talked about before, if you do your prep work correctly, you will see tendencies and you will learn from those games going to the next ones. And we never saw 2 games played the same way, despite those circles being the same. So that's always interesting. But now, fortunately, things are being changed up. Compot and Tornado Energy won't be allowed to just stick around, but this is what we talked about as well. We talked about how these teams kind of give each other room to loot, but it seems like Compot, he is not sort of sticking to his edge of the contract anymore.
No, he's hungry for some more kills. They had a good game last time
Where
around.
did
He's
you land?
looking for him.
Where
He's
did you land?
I know you were near, bro. I'm coming for you. He's gonna drop. He's even making noise. Like, beeping up. The prone position in the grass.
How much time do you want to spend on this, though? That's the thing, right? Because you're not inside the circle. You have to move, and you only have 30 bullets and 0 meds so far. He landed here. He got a weapon immediately and was like, you know what? I have to go for this. But wow. If Edelweiss lives to see another day in this game, you can just tell his frustration. Just show yourself, goddammit!
The thing is, Eld at the moment just making a delay. Yeah, oh no. rolling away from him. It's less than ideal for Compot Trash. This actually gives... Okay, Elder's not going to run yet. He's just going to wait it out. But Compot's just looking around, trying to see, okay, where on earth could you have gone? Now, he must know that it must be around that similar spot. Now he starts making the run for it, and Compot's not going to look behind him just yet. So he's going to be left alone. He's going to be able to regroup with his team.
I guess that's the benefit of first-person driving, right? You can't see exactly behind you. There's no rear mirror kind of view. So that could have been the smart thing had it been CPP. Just drive away and act like you're not caring, and then look behind you to wait to see him react and start running off, right? But here, fortunately, I guess you could say, not really a thing. And then Riddle. Riddle won game number 1 of their week. Not this week, last week.
Yep.
And then they haven't really done a whole lot since then. They've had some high kill games, but their team, to me, we saw Simpson last game. Crazy kills with that M24, and we've seen them before as well, being able to land these shots, get into late game. But the thing is, if they get late game, they don't get kills. Yeah. If they die early, they get kills, but they don't get placements. They need to somehow be able to combine those 2 things.
Yeah, that's the problem for them, right? It's a kind of, okay, we can do one or the other. We can't sit there and focus on one, like making a whole game work out for us.
Exactly. Kofest, we saw him being active, trying to take out rotations last game, and now he's trying to do the same thing again. Somehow, personal courage, they always seem to find themselves on the rotation paths for other teams. For Dictator and his teammate there, can't see who it is in Hashtag Warriors. They're just trying to get out of there with their team, or with their HP bar still below 0. Above 0? Thank you.
If it was below 0, they'd be doing really well at staying alive. He'd be hanging on there. Like,
We just want to stay below 0 HP, man.
This is the new play. This is the new meta. Stay alive with 0 HP. It's not possible, but we can dream, Toby. We can dream.
We can only hope.
One team that is certainly dreaming is Corp, because from these positions previously, they have had good games here, right? This is where the rotations have benefited them. But the problem they've had is where they've committed to one side, often or not, it goes to the other side. So they're kind of unlucky in that sense, like a 50-50 gamble for them, and they don't seem to get the gambling too well.
Exactly, and that's just... I mean, that's the main thing of this circle, right? You have a pretty much 50-50 split with the river cutting it in half. Where do you go? We talk about this all the time, and there's a reason we do, because it's so important. You want to stay as close to the water as you can, while still, of course, having some sort of cover. You don't just want to sit on the shoreline, but like, well, I wonder where the circle will go. But you want to be close to the water within reason, so you can quickly get across and not have to worry about that once the next circle pops. So for these teams that commit too hard to one side, once it shifts to the other side, you see it right here as well, once it shifts to either north or south, if you're close enough, you can get over quickly, get yourself into a good position, and not have to worry about that bridge anymore. Because you see, up where Higgy is right now, on the northeastern side by Asnaya, that's the only place you can cross without being in trouble. And this rotation from Ozjek simply took too long. I mean, honestly, they drove past, 6 different teams, and that vehicle can only sustain so many shots towards it. And unfortunately, we'll go down now. Clip might want to turn around and look that the vehicle doesn't come rolling back down once it exploded. Oh, there you go. No, it's still up there. We've seen funny things like that happen before. But now, I guess that's the thing now, right? When the vehicle explodes, they take away the wheels. That was the recent patch. They did that. So I guess they don't roll back down hills anymore when they get blown up.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Riddle, though, getting a good start off there, which is what they would want right from their position. But there's a lot of teams grouping up around them, so they need to be able to defend and hold them off. This could be one of those games where Riddle, if they're hitting the shots, can get these high kill games in there. They just need to ensure that this third partying is dealt with and they get themselves within some cover. As Higgy got his bike, get a little bit of style in there as well.
No backflips, though.
Great escape moment.
Yeah, no backflips, but it's all right. We'll give you this one. We'll give you this one. That's why I'm saying we should have the thing that when the players are on cam, they have like a little red marker beeping in the corner, so they know, oh, this is my time to do crazy things.
Bye.
But the Sunday, not so crazy, goes down.
Now that's the one I like to see, right? That's the vehicle kills I'm happy
the
with.
only
when it's not
ones.
your teammates, when it's not you flipping a car, when you're doing it like this and you actually take down another opponent, that's what I can live with.
And look at Comfort, because he wasted so much time. Oh, not wasted, he was trying to find Edelweiss, right? He's still in Milta. I mean, his entire team rotated out years ago, and he's still sitting in Milta, waiting, trying to get looted. Now he's starting to drive, just with the blue on his back. Again, Circle 1, not the biggest deal, but it's the time spread that it kind of changed up, because now he can't rotate in off of the info that his teammates gave him, because there could have been 15 teams rotating through that same area since they were there.
And that's another thing, right, is at this point, he could be the one that gets picked off by another team.
Exactly.
And if he goes down, they're going to be saying, all right, you wasted that.
And I think that's why you see X Team. He actually stopped around. He sat there, waited, looking around. Sometimes you'll just see the 3 guys be like, yep, see you in the circle, buddy. And then he will get picked off, as you said yourself, because the team positions himself accordingly. But X Team, he stuck around for a while to make sure that nobody came around. When he realized, oh, you know what, it's clear, Combat, just send it up. And then you can get the info that I'm giving you, because you're not that far behind me. Smart play, buddy. What the?
Desperately trying to hold on there, and he gets splattered apart.
What did we just witness?
Bit of a
I didn't think they had no
dip
clip.
in the ocean?
I didn't think they had no clip in PUBG.
It took so much fire that the game literally didn't know what to do.
It couldn't handle it.
Yeah, it was like, there's too many bullets. I don't know what's happening. I know I'm dead, so let's have some fun.
Maybe they were trying to protect him. He knew, the game knew that once he flew into them, it was like, oh my god, I gotta get him underground so they can't hit him, you know? But no, that didn't really help anything in the end.
He's not a yellow submarine, so he can't go under. He has to stay on the top. He gets exploded, and we go very much center, which means that we are now going to be still split quite well here. Real's position's still good. A lot of teams still trying to travel their way in, including 7, who are just coming all the way around. They're going to go all the way through Saverni and up. But a lot of teams here already within the circle, so this is going to be a very interesting decision-making. How much are going to be up in the north? How much are going to be in the south?
We saw this game happen twice in a row last week. First game, we had that crazy northern hardship that nobody was waiting for other than Not Fair.
And no one wanted.
And then, and yeah, exactly, and one of the other guys. And the next game, it did the opposite. And now they get a third time to play this exact same scenario, because it's a little further north this time around, but it's pretty much the exact same circle. So even though it's a change of pace from what we saw yesterday, it's still this lobby getting a couple of the same circles that, well, again, expecting that you have done your prep work accordingly will set you up for a good game.
Now 3D Max have already positioned themselves in a nice spot. They're going to have Seacore quite close to them. It's again Tornado looking to engage, looking to get some early kills here. They're in Rozhok and they're looking and saying, all right, if we can find Stella early on here, we can take control of this and be a nice spot for us to have given where this circle may go.
And this is the game they sat in Rozhok when they got that 19 kill victory because the circle shifted so hard north. So they're like, well, it worked out last time, let's go up and take that position again. But Stella, being the team that got kind of debated by that circle, got killed really early because they thought they had the prediction on it. They have this time around said, you know what? Not going to happen twice. We'll take Rozhok this time around and put ourselves in a better position.
And that's it, right? It's the forward thinking that you need to have here. It's the decision making that it comes down to because it can still go anywhere. It's still so open, but there's still 16 teams and 60 players left alive.
Only 4 players eliminated so far. Again, there's a wide spread in this circle with no guarantee to what side we're going to. Yet next circle should guarantee to see Sukdebnam wide and long rotations. They've actually cleared out the entirety of North George with that rotation. Smart one too, because they now know if they leave a player down there, she will tank a bit of blue, but they will have a safe rotation back should the circle go south. So really smart rotations way out in Georgia Bowl for Sukdebnam.
Now 3D Max is a team that often find themselves at a disadvantage in these kind of positions. But now they've got 4 players left alive. They're holding strong here and they're close to the water. They can make that rotation if needed. So for them, it's key about, okay, can we apply some pressure? Can we keep people at bay away from us? The team I'm worried about getting close to him is Zoken Nam or Seacore, who are both just floating around nearby.
Yeah, Tornado Energy sharing Stella's. We can't really say Stella's city because it's not theirs. But they're sharing Rozhok with Stella. I guess that's what I wanted to say. And then you have Inside Games over on the other side here as well. They managed to live for a while last game. Sampeak made the most of it up by the Shack. I believe they got 7th place last game and a couple of kills with it as well. But this time around, a little far eastern position. But as you can see on the map there, all the bridges are under control at this point, with the exception of the Ersnaya bridge. It's way far up there, right? So it's going to be interesting now to see where will the circle go and how will teams play off of it. Will they try to sit around and hold those bridges, or will they make room trying to get further inside those circles?
And that's what it's all about, right? It's who can take this little bit of extra control to make it more difficult, because even if the circle's a little bit further away from you, you can get the fast rotation over, potentially like this, and make your way in and say, hey, you guys rotating in, we're going to make it more difficult for you.
I'm going to say this. If this circle rotates north now, I would be so confused. Because, it's similar to what the circle that we had last time, but I would very much expect it to go down to Rozhok.
Yeah,
we will see, though.
That will come into play, but you can never count it out. We saw the crazy endings already so far throughout Contenders, and it has made for some entertaining action. Zoken Nam on your screens, they have no problem of going for this rotation round because they've already cleared it out themselves, and they will be the first over it, which means that for the other team starting to rotate around, both Seven and Seacore looking for it, could be a little bit dangerous for them.
Look at this, Bjorn, he was like, well, I can get this compound, that should be free, right? But I guess not. He does somehow get a kill on the Kamka, though. I'm not sure exactly how he was allowed to send full-speed vehicle into Rozhok without any Tornado Energy people spotting him out and then get a kill off of it too. Now we see kills going in everywhere as all these teams are trying to make it down to the southern side. Phoenix saying, well, if there's room for Bjorn, there should be room for our entire team too.
There's a scramble here, and it's not working out for a lot of teams. Players start to go down. No one's really taken a complete foothold in it, but Seacore are going to be picking off some of the 7 players who flipped their vehicle, left themselves splattered a little bit there. You hate to see it. Probably a bike, more than likely, because teams are still adjusting to the recent addition into this.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Pop that one tire on a bike, and it will 9 out of 10 times do a front roll, and there's nothing you can do to prevent it. So it's not really on you to have that happen. It's just really unfortunate, and that's why we see more often than not people that are shooting at bikes actually tend to shoot at the wheels rather than at the person. But look at this, Kovac pulling up. I guess you can say get pulled up on by Rip9, and down he goes immediately. Not ready for that push at all.
This is what it is, right? It's the scramble to get in, find a compound. I want some area. I want a little bit of control here. But no teams are going to allow that to happen now. All right, Fenerbahce. You keep doing that.
We will not talk about that anymore.
Now Zen, though, they've come into it and they've looked for Sequel, and this is what I spoke about, right? They rotated. They knew their area was clear. They rotated before anyone else did, and now they're going to go in for the kills and try and catch some of these teams. Now 7 have already bypassed them, but the rest of Sequel are still going to make their way through, and Zen have put themselves in such a great spot. More damage being done here. Buster Travel thinks it's safe, thinks he's avoided some of them, but they're running straight back into them.
And look at where they're sitting. Nam could have taken a position a kilometer further center, but they didn't. They said, you know what? We were the first teams here. We know more teams will come, and that's how they get so many kill points early and manage to keep 4 guys alive. 7, though, this time around, not a whole lot more they could do. They rotated straight into the mouth of the beast, and they were taken down.
Now it's the other teams. How are they going to try and rotate their way in? Seacorp have gone to take further damage from the blue, play the long game here, but they could also run straight into Fenerbahce down in the south. So they've got some real tough decisions to make when they start to see where that fire is going to come into, because you're not really going to get a position where you're going to find yourself with cover. And we do go down south, we do go on top of Rozhok, and it's also into school as well, which is where Northern Lights have positioned themselves, just far behind Riddle.
I like that Not Fair is the only team sitting north. Like it has happened one time before. What if it was to happen again? We got second place that game because we stayed north. This time we'll do the same thing. Fingers crossed, and it didn't work. And now Yellow Submarine in its right natural habitat, but I'm not sure it's the kind of area it wants to be in, because I think it forgot his torpedoes.
Oh no, Bullen. Oh no. This is so easy for him to do. Is he going to do it though? Yellow Submarine jumps up, he's going to get himself some space. Bullen does need to be careful, because he might be able to get the edge on him here. The nades are coming out. YMD's being put under pressure. This is a gnarly way to play it.
Scary position for both these teams to be in, mostly because they're barely inside the circle. Saki is inside the city without any chance to help them. And, well, I mean, I'm not expecting any of these two teams to move for the next short while.
Yellow Submarine gets his first knock on there.
That's the issue, right? You cannot push them, because then you have to swim and then you're super vulnerable. So you cannot push the enemy team. You just have to shoot and hope that they'll peek you when they have a guy knocked already, which wouldn't make any sense. But that would be like the only play that they can really make from there. But now more teams are starting to engage. Seems like Stella have realized that the trolls indeed do live underneath that bridge, and they will start seeing if they can take them out before more innocent little kids start trying to walk over.
You'd think Yellow Submarine would have an advantage here, being in his natural habitat. But
+1 swimming.
Exactly, right? He should be ready. The little extra speed boost. But it doesn't work out like that. We're not playing some sort of MMO. It is PUBG going in. It's not fair. They've gone for the longest style of rotation, but they need to be careful. Inside games are holding the bridge, and they are going to be looking at it. Zampeak can see what's going on, take some of the shots. Doesn't do too much damage, less than ideal for him. Is his teammates going to be able to help out at all as well? Nope, they're too far away, which, okay. Yes, inside games you have a compound, but you won't really be able to hold anyone off there, and that could have been some key rotation kills.
And this is how you want to rotate. I mean, this is how you want to rotate in vehicles. Not on top of each other, but with a little gap in between. Because you could tell that they were unsure of which card to shoot at. Had they all just focused quite at one, they could have gotten them down. Because they all rotated so close to each other, they made it work. So really smart rotation from Not Fair, and well, they got themselves that center.
Now Seacorp rotated in, right, and they had a problem where Fenerbahce already had the compound. They'd already had to go the long way through because Zokik Nam had kind of held down that position for so long, and now it meant that they've already started to take knocks and take further damage here.
Finally, Nam starting to get active. They're trying to hold off the remaining few players out in Watertown, or Atlantis, as some like to call it. Myself included. Aberrate all by himself now, trying to hold his ground, but there's not a whole lot of ground to be held because he's far, far out on the edge of the circle. And for Yellow, trying to get himself into a better position, but Mallman, third partying and saying, buddy, I had that one figured out miles and years ago, but now Fenerbahce trying to push out in the open, get over towards the ridge, but it's not looking good for them. Shaxi is all that's left.
Yeah, what is going on here for Fenerbahce? You had the position. You had the compound. You just needed Seacorp to push into you, and then you went hungry for the kills, and you go up against the teams that are ready and waiting for action like this to happen. Azoka and Nam, Ival and Page, they've been found by 3D Max, and 3D Max will have none of it, a 4v2, and they will take control of that duel as well.
2-2 splitting can be dangerous, especially if you don't have a chance to cover your teammates. And, well, for 3D Max, they abuse that to full extent. YMD, all by himself, now caught underneath that bridge, trying to see if he can do some sort of damage before he would inevitably go down right about... Oh, as I said, that does manage to live for a little while longer.
Yeah, that damage is far too much, though. It's going to be very difficult for them to try and find their way in. Needs to go now if it is going to happen. He jumps into the water. He's going to have to take his time. So be careful of shots coming back out towards him as well. Bloop. And he will just die out to it. So he's just going to let himself go. He doesn't want to try and take that fight. I guess it's not worth it in his eyes, potentially giving him away another kill. But Northern Lights again waits for a team to roll up in him. Riddle straight over, and they get paid.
And this is one of those things that you tend to miss, right? When you just see, oh, the circles kept going down to school. They had the compound. They were so safe. It's so easy. They were holding off teams already, and there's still multiple teams remaining low. Not so much he could do there. And 3D Max and Rip joining forces and taking out the Giants. Sucked Nam going down in 13th.
Yeah, Zokin Nam getting a fair few kills, holding good positions, but 3D Max, they were saying, all right, this is our side. We're taking the western side of the circle. We've kept ourselves in the circle, but they do need to be cautious because, yes, they're focusing on Abo as of now, who's sat within the circle, but they've got Seacorp looking to try and fight them here as well.
Yeah, you see Abo going down there, not a whole lot more he could do. Phoenix losing 2 players as well. Bull and Isaxa tried to make the run off, but everybody knew that they had been sitting under that bridge for a while. And well, they knew exactly where to look at the right time. Once that circle started pushing, they knew they'd become running.
Now this is going to be very interesting, right, where this next circle ends up going, because we've also got a lot of teams where they've not got their full teammates left alive. Seacorp, only 3 for them, but they found 4 kills in total. How much more damage can they get? And they're very much out in the open for now, but they've got a team in school shooting out, and they've got 3D Max close by.
All they have to do right now is wait, and then wait some more and hope that this next circle excludes either school or Rostock, and it like shifts hard to one or the other side, because then they can have a good high ground position and potentially get a third-party opportunity towards some of these teams trying to make those rotations.
Corky smoking himself out, wants to try and at least stay alive for a little bit longer. 3D Max have got a vehicle to play with. Noki's on top of it, so it means that they can get themselves over, split up a little bit if they want to, gain a bit of ground and try and hold off some of these other teams.
Soki's in for a good one, because he just found an extended Magpar pistol.
That's exactly what he wanted.
Yes!
That's the dream.
Yes!
That
now I
the
can
dream.
survive a little while longer.
In before he gets 3 pistol kills.
Would be a big surprise, but you know, again, crazier things has happened before. Maybe not actually, but something close to it. New circle though, just about to pop, and it does indeed exclude not the entirety, but the majority of the Rostock, at least the northern side of the city of Rostock. And for the guys down in school and apps, well, they can stick around at school at least a little while longer. But for inside games, they have to figure, do we really want to sit up here for that much longer? Not fair, I mean, sorry. They're sitting up by the water tower there. Do they really want to sit up there for now? Or do they want to try and fall back down the hill and maybe give some room for all these teams sprinting up towards them momentarily?
Yeah, that's the problem, right? They're going to be the focus fire team up there. They're literally on the top saying, hey, look at me, guys. We're chilling up here. Try and take us in a fight. And that could be dangerous because you've got 4 or 5 teams looking to take this area straight away that are close by. 3D Max, Noki already starting to push in. And this is going to be where Seacorp probably tries to third party them a little bit, but they still have to be careful of the team in school within Northern Lights.
Coming down, almost taking out Nogi. That position was revealed immediately. Got to reposition yourself, find a new place to lay low, and you can see the teammates are starting to come in. But for Seacorp, trying to see if they can do some damage. They're outside the circle, and they need a couple of good knocks in order to make this transition smoothly.
Stella now, they're on the furthest northern part at the moment. They've got to work their way the whole way through Rostock and fight off some of these teams potentially. And straight away, Ostrolovac, he starts to take a few shots. The inside games team could be the people to upset them here. 3D Max using the smokes to their advantage, slowly but surely pushing their way closer.
You see, as soon as Ostrolovac started shooting, he immediately got fired like all over the place towards him. So not maybe the wisest decision, because he's now caught way out in the open trying to get somewhere on his own. Hamster trying to stay active, getting as many kills as they got in the entire last game. Taking out Hickey right there. Not sure if he got the knock on towards him, so that might be a revenge kill steal for Game of Legion. Off of that crazy 1700 damage 1 kill game last game. But now Wago decided to make the push up towards Not Fair. It seems like half the team decided to jump on down, with the other half holding it off, and Wago is going to abuse that every day.
3D Max, they've come alive in this game. They've gone in for the high kills, and they're starting to feel the confidence with it. Pushing up, getting the 1 kill, and just falling back. Not looking to overextend it, because they know how many teams could be around, and they also want to go and grab that clay.
The split right here from Not Fair. Glutony has gone back over the northeastern side of the road. It's a very interesting way to sort of 1-1-1 split it this late in the game. Jump away, gone down to the circle. A lot of damage was done by Ostrolovac, and now Moleman trying to do something, but not going to happen. Stella down and out. 9th Grocer to be equipped right there if you want to. Could come in handy these close range fights. A Sampeak gets himself a knock and a finish off on Sasaki.
So it benefited inside games by sitting within that, and they could have rotated early, right, and tried to take some ground, but instead they held strong. They just held onto a little bit of position that they have. They have the smallest bit to work from, and as this new circle pops, Northern Lights are going to be forced down to school.
Look at who's sitting in it once again. They had a 19-kill game up here last week. This time around, not that many kills. That's a hole-in-run right there. Sure, it was only a finish off, but that net could not have been thrown any better. Bounces elegantly over the fence. I mean... Legion. Right here, Game of Legion. This was the team to beat last game. Tornado, they had the compound, they had the position. This time around, it's a split between who's able to stay put and who's not. Timber taking a lot of damage as he tries to make the run on out of the building.
Sequel can't catch a break. Okay, bro, we've been firing onto them for the longest time, right, since they moved into position down south. And now, as soon as they try to gain a little bit more ground, push themselves within that circle, they're now going to be pincered in between 3D Max and Northern Lights. Phantom's looking to get himself on the hunt with Perfectix. Can't quite land the shots, and Gluttony, at least for now, will be able to run himself in and just get himself off there. They're not giving these kill points up at all. Very different from what we see from Group A.
Want to make a run off, but Phantom knows it immediately. Great push around the side by 3D Max right there. This is something we haven't really seen from him yet. Very great composure and great teamwork coming in from them. Game of Legion now as well deciding to finally make the push on up towards Tornado Energy.
Comfort Trash narrowly avoided the nade coming out to him, but he needs to keep an eye on what's going on around. Smokes are going to be going down by a little bit as well. He tries to get the nades out, but it's not going to work. Bjorn pushes forward and Game of Legion eliminate Tornado.
Such a great decision making by Bjorn right there. The nade came towards him instead of running back stairs, as anyone would expect. Yeah. He charges him at the same time. He was completely caught off guard. And
you'll never expect a player to charge you off the back of it as well. The natural reaction is to run away. Played to perfection, and Game of Legion, okay, they did well last time. They're looking to solidify themselves with 2 back-to-back good placements here, but this time look to get some kills as well.
Yeah, they for sure want more kills than they had
They don't
last
just want
game.
damage. They don't just want damage.
Yeah, Northern Lights taking a bit of damage. Okay, bro, gone down. Perfectix is there for the retaliation. Great positioning by him, and now Genso is all by himself.
Now he is going to be able to keep himself alive with the painkillers for a little bit longer. How much longer is it going to be? 3D Max, they're on the hunt for anyone that's starting to move. The kills that are coming out from 3D Max, this is just like a game that they've not been seen to play so far, right? This is completely new.
This is what we've seen them do in the qualifiers. Unfortunately, it took them a whole week to wake up, but I mean, if this can push them, if this can be the sort of springboard for them to get things going, get themselves into the top 8 because they're still close to it, and then play a good final, well, you never know what's going to happen.
Really impressive there from Genzu. He actually saw one of the Northern Lights players, didn't take the shot, waited out. You can hear 3D Max now beginning to challenge this position. They go out, they are on the hunt for him. They know he's up here somewhere. He's going to be able to stay for too much longer as Macken. He gets hit by Zampeak. It's only going to be a knock for now. Oh, nicely done. But he get a second. Brilliant work from Genzu. How is he able to do this? Comes in with a headshot. Still got some good health. Going to come in with a bandage. But is he going to have the time? The car's giving him enough cover, at least for now. If he can get some nades out as well, he can be doing some huge damage. The first nade drops down. Ever so close. Just a little bit too far away by the looks of it. Tries to push in, but he is going to be eliminated. But what a great hold from him. He was not giving up that position.
Had they been 2 alive, that could have been completely different, because he was forced to wait for it. Couldn't really push into these guys while they were healing. Tried to flinate, didn't pan out. Very, very close to having great success there, but unfortunately for him, not quite able to pull it off. But still, 4th place for Not Fair, not something we've seen a lot for them. And they had that Northern position, rough rotation coming in, still managed to pull it off. Great job.
Not bad for Not Fair. As 3D Max, though, they've looked so strong in this game. They've got a massive advantage, the only team with 4 players left alive. They've got the hill and the high ground advantage to play from, but it's not going to be within the circle for too much longer. So they need to get going if they want to try and take this. They see Timber from the side. He pops up and gets himself the first, gets himself a second. Timber doing God's work and making it happen. Can he eliminate the whole team here? Wago remains, and 3D Max are under pressure.
And then what? Gamer Legion goes down. Perfect and utterly perfect timing from Northern Lights on the 3rd party. They were sitting 1-1-1, but now they're committing to this one. Only 1 guy remaining in Wago, 1v1, and it's gonna be Northern Lights to take the win. Perfect timing with the 3rd party, and they annihilate both the remaining teams.
Northern Lights.
Wow.
You found that